G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden with Nature Does the Work podcast. Now this is exciting because this is really the first official video podcast that I've done here on YouTube. I did one before and I really didn't like it and I moved it into the members area. I probably need to delete that really. I'm not that happy with it, even though some of you may even like it. So Nature Does the Work. How does this work? Well, as you know, if you've been following Marty's Garden here, I do the vermicomposting, so vermiculture, whatever you want to call it, worm farming. And I use compost worms and nature to build gardens. So the earthworms coming up and pulling the carbon back down, building burrows down below around the plants, allowing water and oxygen to get in, moving the carbon up and down through the profiles. Or little insects and different things moving underneath the mulch and doing their little droppings, compost worms moving through and scattering all their manure worm cast around, and the biology coming in and the fungi growing out, and everything starts getting connected and feeding the plants. Why the plants photosynthesize, sending their energy and their sugars down into the ground, feeding the system. We create this biosystem. Now, also in Nature Does the Work is the balance of the insects. So we have a balance of good insects and bad insects. The good insects, which are the carnivores, are feeding on the bad insects, which are the herbivores, and we need to keep some of them in the garden, creating this beautiful balance of bird, insects, little lizards, frogs, spiders, all that stuff where nature is doing the work. And obviously, as guardians, custodians of the planet, there goes my phone just dinging there. That was probably Mike Van Doozy saying, yes Marty, let's catch up in the next few minutes, because Mike and I are working on some projects together. Actually, he doesn't know that I'm creating these behind the scene videos about him as well at the same time. He just thinks I'm coming on to his show. Well, Mike, mate, you are such a great guy, and I love you with all my heart, and you're such a good friend, and I just love what you're doing. So I thought you've inspired me to start this podcast, Nature Does the Work. And as I said, as custodians, we help do that. So how can we make a part of it? Well, first we need to start learning about how to simply build soils and build soil health. When we have good soil health or great soil health, our plants thrive much better. They get strong cell walls so insects can't pierce the sides. They're able to produce the nutrients and bring them up through the sap flow, and then use that energy from the sun coming back down and share that symbiotic process. And at the same time, they're building up their essential oil strength. So when a certain insect drops in there and they know they've got too many of them, they send a pheromone out, and then the good insect smells it, goes flies over there and goes, that's the pheromone. It means that there's a whole lot of things, sap-sucking stuff on that plant, and I'm gonna eat them. So there's lots of things that we can do to help nature help itself as custodians. And that's what this video podcast is about. It's stuff that's really hard to film, but I can talk about here on this channel and educate you guys. Now, one of the reasons why I've never really spoken about it much other than just bits and pieces is because it's really hard to film, to produce that content for it. How do I get under the ground and film fungi moving through the ground unless I've got some type of super camera, you know? How do I get birds just diving in and grabbing a spider at one stage, or grabbing a frog, or grabbing, the other day he grabbed a mouse, the big currawong, the big black currawong, ripped him out of the garden. Now he's been stealing my chilies, little red chilies. They currawongs, they love red fruit. But anyway, I saw him on the fence looking. I was like, I can see you, I know what you're up to. I said, you can only have one or two. Next went down and grabbed a mouse that had been eating some of my plants, well, some of my fruits and things. So I was like really stoked that he got that. And this is what I'm talking about, how nature works in together. And if we can help it along the way, then even better. And one way to do that is by worm farming, by building our own soils, our own amendments, and things and introducing them into the garden in the connected systems, which you'll see in my videos, right? So this is really just an introduction to this podcast, and I'll see you at one of the next podcasts. If you like it, let me know down in the comments down below, and also more videos on the way. Have a great day. Happy everything. Bless you all, and we'll see you at the next one real soon. Bye for now.